Yeah, I mean, the Lucozade Sport Condition Zone has been set up to really replicate the environmental conditions that will probably be experienced by the England team in Manaus. It's, I would guess, one of the largest environmental chambers specifically for sport that there is in Europe, if not in the world. Perhaps the biggest difference is that you will be walking in off the streets of Canary Wharf. It's almost like walking into a sauna. It's 32 degrees of temperature, it's 76% humidity. There's a lot of moisture in the air and a lot of heat, and it's the combination of the heat and that moisture or humidity that really make exercise feel much, much more harder than it would do if you were exercising in the normal conditions here in London. I was actually lucky enough to be the first ever head of sports science for the Football Association in 1988 and went to the World Cup with Sir Bobby Robson's team in 1990 to Italia 90, doing a very similar job, getting the players acclimatised to the heat of Italy. I had nowhere near the same level of technology available to me then as the players and the support staff do now. I think it's probably a combination of two things, and that's the ability to monitor the heart rate of players in a way that I could never do using the small wristwatch monitors, using bands around the chest. But combine that with match analysis, the sort of stat sport equipment that we have here that enables you to see how fast a player has run, how far they've covered, what distances they've covered and so on. And I think that enables you to look at the workload that a player is producing during a game, to monitor them during their training as well, and to get a much better understanding of the demands that are placed upon players. It's that ability to know when to taper off and to start decreasing the training volume and training intensity that will really be very helpful and the next step. What we've done is reproduce something called the Hoff test, which effectively simulates many of the demands of football. We've spent 10 minutes jumping, dribbling with the ball and so on, and you've done that in 32 degrees Celsius of heat and 76% of humidity. And I think what that's shown very quickly is that you will start to dehydrate, you sweat very heavily. The sweat, because of the moisture in the air, drips off the body rather than evaporates. When sweat drips, it's less efficient, so it's less effective in losing the body heat that you're producing, in really influencing and impacting on your performance doing a simulated series of soccer-specific activities. That extra little half or 1% of difference, particularly in extra time, or even dare I say it in penalty shootouts, can make all the difference between winning and losing, and I believe that science can help make that difference.